Okay, so this time let's create controls for the spine. So I'll just create several shapes, such as I'll create a circle. This is going to be for the hip control. Put it here for now. Let's just put it there. And then I'll go for okay, now I'll go for an ellipse. So this is going to be the spine controls. Okay, so let's color them white so that we can immediately see them. For example, this is the hip control. Let me copy that, and then this is going to be spine control. Let's say this will be abs, or let's just name it the spine. We'll just put the numbers later. And then how many? So this is the hips control, then this is 1, this is the biped spine 3. So I can just copy that, I can paste it here, or I can just put number with this 03, spine 03. Okay, so now this is going to be spine 02, and then this is going to be spine 1. Let's check. Spine 5. Oh, it's a continuous. Sorry. So this is 4, 3, 4, and this is 5. Okay, so with that, and then here's going to be the neck. Neck control, and then later on with the head. So I will now start aligning it. Align hips, XYZ position. Don't need to align the pivot. I mean, don't need to align the orientation constraints. Now this one, spine 3, then this one, spine 4, this one, here, and then this one, the neck, align to the neck. Okay, so let's just do some adjustments. For example, for the neck, I would like to just do a little 20 by 30. Yeah, that will be fine and visible for the neck. And then this one, it's too visible, so let's do another 25 and 35. That's going to be it. Let's get that. We can adjust it later. So this is going to be 25 and 35, so that we can see how if the body is twisting. That's why we use the ellipse here on the circle. I'll just use it 30 there. 25 will be fine. Okay. So next is, what I'll do next is this. I will select the hips control. I will select the hips itself and then link it. So it's going to be a child, and the parent is going to be the hip control. Okay, that's how this will go. Now on the spine, it's going to be different. I'll select the spine. I'll go to constraints, animation, constraints, orientation constraints, and then I'll click the spine control. Of course, it will rotate like that. So down here, you're going to do keep initial offset. That's it. I'll do the same. On the next one, I'll select this, animation, constraints, orientation constraints, select the spine accordingly, and then set it to keep initial offset, and then do the same here. So I'll select this, animation, constraints, orientation constraints, select this, and then I'll go down here, keep initial offset. The neck is last, animation, constraints, orientation constraints, click the neck control, keep initial offsets, and then we will be doing the links. Okay, so on the links, what I will do is I will select the link. So the neck is going to be followed, or the neck is going to be parented to the chest bone or spine control, and then the spine control will be controlled by the lower spine, and then this spine is going to be controlled by the lower spine also, and then this spine is going to be linked or controlled by the hip control. So that's how it is. So when I select the hip control, body will move, and so does the spine controls. When I rotate the hip control, the rest of the body spines move, and when I select one of the spines and move it, so the rest upstairs follow. Okay, so when I rotate, that's when they move. Okay, next we still need to create some controls for the shoulder. So what I'll do is I'll just use some n-gons to that. So I can just recreate, or I can just create another n-gon set. W, go to my modify, and then I'll just recolor this accordingly. So this is going to be, let's say, what is this? This is our clavicle. So this is going to be the left underscore clavicle, CTRL, Control A, copy that, then select this, drag to the other side, just rename it R clavicle, and then recolor this way, there, and then I'll just start to align it here, appearing too big. I'll choose, of course, orientation constraints going to be aligned. Okay, as I mean orientations are going to be aligned, and then I'll set this to around 5 or at least 6, just to be sure that it's visible. And then I'll do the same here, setting the radius to 6, and then just align here. And then the next thing that I will do is this. I will select this, and then what I will do is I will go for animation, constraints, orientation constraints, and then I'll click its control there. I'll do the same on the other side. Animation, constraints, orientation constraints, and then click. So there it is. So now when I rotate the shoulders, they are going to follow. Excuse me. And then this 2, of course, W, I'll select this 2. I will link them to the spine control. So spine, I'll select the spine, and then they are going to be linked to the chest or spine 5 control. So when I rotate this, shoulders will follow. The neck will leave them alone. Okay. Next is the head, of course. The head, what we'll do is, instead of those, I will create a rectangle at the top view. Switching this, I'll just select and create a rectangle here, and then center it in 3D space there. And then I can just go to my modify panel, and then I'll name this head underscore CTRL, or head control. Change the color to white, and then right click, convert editable spline. After that, I can select all vertices, Control A, right click, choose corner. And then after this, I will just select this, put it at the center of the x-axis, and then this one I can delete. This is mainly to create a triangle. See that? That's the triangle that we need. And then I will go to my spline selection, this one, and then I will press R, or scale it inwards within the spline selection, and then I'll turn it off. And then I will just press Alt A and align it to the head. Okay. I will uncheck the orientation constraints. I mean orientation alignment. I'll uncheck that, press OK, and then there it is. So now it is aligned, and just using the spline a little, I'll just drag this a little forward here, there. And then I'll turn it off. So the next thing is, I will just select the head, animation, constraints, orientation constraints, and then there. Of course, we will keep initial offset. That is it. And then finally, the head is going to be aligned. The head is going to be linked. The head control is going to be linked to the neck. So now they are going to be following each other. Next, we will create our summary controls. The upper body, the lower body, and the whole body control. I'll see you on that lesson.